In module 47th, we will discuss interprofessional work in 21st century. In this module, we will discuss how one profession depends upon the other, and we will not be discussing each profession individually, but we will be discussing the basic and the generic principles why one profession or the one individual of that profession needs the support of the other one. For example, with the passage of time and in the 21st century, new disciplines, biotechnology, bioinformatics. So these type of the new topics, new subjects and new fields emerged. So it is integrated type of the approach that the people from the engineering sides have also the knowledge of the biological sciences, bioinformatics, for example. So this is another thing that what are the reasons of the emergence of the new disciplines in the 21st century. But over here in this module, we will be discussing what is the interprofessional work in 21st century. For example, within one profession, how an individual or the expert depends upon the other one, and what are the reasons how this happens. And you know that with the passage of time, the concept of the professions and the concept of the work and the pressure of on the work and the identities, individual identities are changing, as the scope of the work is differing as it was previously understood. For example, in the different professional agencies, they work together. It was not happening in the old ages or the before 21st century. Now it's the concept that health worker or the social care for the benefit. For example, health worker needs what kind of the other skills and the supports from the different stakeholders. It is very important that the interprofessional dependence should prevail over there. For example, if I am professor or a teacher, I should also know what are my requirements other than my subjects and how I can get help from my other colleague. That is essential for effective teaching of my subject or my work at the workplace. For example, I may not be the good in communication skills. I may be the good in rather based in the written skills, but I may be not in the same way competent in other aspect of the requirement of the profession at the workplace. Workplace means where I work. I am doctor in the hospital, in the clinic. I am lawyer in the law chamber and the courts, and I'm teacher, my school, in my college, in my university, etc. So knowing how to appropriately network, we have to keep in mind that networking in a profession is very important. So we have to have network with the others. That provides essential skills to all the parties, not only me, but maybe I am having some important skills that my colleagues in that working group or the learning community or the work communities, they are not possessing these things. That's very important. The WHO stated that interprofessional collaboration is an essential component of the satisfactory service delivery. This is it is World Health Organization's definitions or the concept or the directions that for the professional interdependence is must. It's very essential. As the profession is the group of the peoples or the individuals, they work together when they undertake the activities, and as a result of that activity, for example, if I go to teach, I go to train, I go to supervise the research, as a result of my that education, of my that training, of my that supervision, I have to become the member of or an individual working in the larger communities. That become the profession. For example, if I am following the rules and the regulations given by the society. Society means the government, because the government is run by the people, by the individual. These are the representative of the society, and the voters are the representative of the societies. They select the representative, they work in the assemblies, and they make the laws and make the government run the business, etc. So when I perform my job as a professional, as a individual of any profession, and then by performing that task, I become the member of the larger group of that profession. And what are the characteristics of the profession? If I am professional, I am supposed to work in intellectual activity. For example, lawyer has to use his intellect. For example, medical doctor has to use his intellect. Any profession, whatever the profession it is based on the intellectual activities. Intellect is basic requirement of a profession. Other is, it is based on the science and the learning. Science means cause and effect relationship, reasoning, logic, why it happened, how it happens, etc. This is science. Observations, experiments, reactions, actions, conclusions, drawing the results, etc. And the learning. If these things are there, it means it is called the profession. It's based on the practical purposes. Either it is practicable or it's just ideological and the theoretical aspect. If it's theoretical, it's not a profession. Can be taught. The profession is the one that can be taught. For example, if I'm teacher, my teaching skills, what I possess, I must have acquired through my trainings, through my workplace, through literature, exploration, individual research, and the research under the institutions, or the teaching, trainings, etc. that can be taught. For example, communication skill. For example, how to teach English. This is the professional requirements. And if I am teaching my students how to teach English, and my students, as a result of my training, if they impart further training to their students at the later stage, it means the skills that I acquired from my seniors and I transfer to my juniors, they further are transferring. It means this is the professional requirement. It is the professional. This is one of the characteristics of the profession. Its profession is organized internally. Organized internally means there are certain rules and the procedures given by the council. Each profession, for example, doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers, agriculturists, computing experts, etc. These are the professions, and each profession has the professional bodies, and the professional bodies give the rules, bylaws, do's and don'ts, and they are organized internally. Altruistic, they have different psychological, political, individualistic approaches that has to be taken forward altogether. Interprofessional working, what does this mean? That means the professional involved and with the different backgrounds has to work together for the joint purposes for the same cause. For example, I am medical doctor, I am working for the accomplishment of the vision and mission of my hospital, of my college, of my university, etc. It is the professional, the concept of the professional or the group of the professional from different agencies with a variety of the specialists background working together to give children with the different difficulties and level of the learning. For example, if we are talking about the teachers, so the learning of the students, the teaching concepts, they depends on each other, and there is interdependence of the different concepts as it happens with the professionals interdependence. Major reasons of the interdependence, reasons of the interprofessional work. Why within that interprofessional means within that profession. For example, I am teacher, I need the support of other teachers. While teaching, I may be requiring one expert of the computer, IT expert, rather IT worker. For example, so he or she should help me how to run the computer, how to display the different things, how to use the multimedia, how to engage the students with the information technology, with the IT or the computers, etc. So this is different. IT is a different profession, computing is a different profession, teaching is the different profession. Computer can be taught. If the computer expert is the teacher, it means it's the teaching. If it is software and the hardware engineering, it is another profession. So why do we need interprofessional work? There are different reasons. Some of the examples are here. Poor communication and language differences, for example, and I need maybe the good communicator of the important work that I have done. Conflict power relationship, ideological difference, roles confusions. That role confusion means, am I allowed to do this one as a professor? Is it authority of the professor or the head of the department or the principal, etc.? So these are the reasons that the work. For the interprofessional team collaborations, there is different aspects that to be considered. For example, interprofessional team formation, how it is formed, team composition, hierarchies, roles and responsibilities, protocols, strategies and resources. These are the considerations to be kept in mind while formation of the team. Because, for example, if I as a principal, as a vice chancellor, as a head of the department, as the dean, I want to create a team of the interprofessionals. Then these are the points I have to keep in mind. And once I have constituted a team, notified a team that these are the rules and these people will be working together for the joint causes of the institution, then how I have to develop them? I have to give them leadership. What are the basic principles? That is collaborations, coordination, cooperation, commitment, communication, cohesion, openness and the trust. And on the basis of this one, there are desired outcomes, and the outcomes are IPTC, interprofessional team collaborations. Outcomes are as far as the services of the users. For example, my parents are my users. As a teacher, parents and the students are the users. They are satisfied with the services and they are really getting what they were expecting and what I was supposed to do. That indicates that is the healthy life. For example, if they are learning well, in this concept it becomes the healthy life. And then the improved health status. It is just example. What are the principles? The principles are integrated, and this provides, basically it provides the integrated and cohesive answer to the needs of the client. Number one. Number two, it involves continuous interactions and knowledge sharing between professionals, and organized to solve or explore care and the social issues while seeking to optimize the people participation. What are those issues? There are different issues. One is professional identity. How I am rated, how I am given the reward, on what basis as an individual. This is one of the issues, because I work in the society, in the community, my work is depending upon my other professionals. Then how my identity and my rating will be decided by my seniors of the organization. And what the power, and the other issue is the power. That is the authority in terms of the knowledge, in terms of the privileges, etc. So how it can be determined on the basis of the individual, because the many individuals working together, and how it is to be decided. And realizing the value of interprofessional work is very difficult. It is work of the group, and how to recognize that work. Interprofessional education and training. Arranging the training is an issue. Different professional cultures, professional identities and powers and the structures. This is one of the issues. Roles and responsibilities is one of the issues, because there are different peoples with the different levels of the knowledge, different hierarchical orders. Then defining the roles, assigning the rules and checking the rules of an individual is an issue. And the human factors. As a human being, there are liking and disliking. There are preferences, maybe the biases, etc. So how to control these things? These are the issues. On the basis of this discussion, we can say in the 80s that concept of the communities, professional communities emerged, and that was very important in the identity of a professional, very important indicators that and the basis of the research that came into being. So, and that there is an integral approach that is important for the success and the interprofessional requirement. And there are many other benefits such as communication, the shared learning, and improved performance, and assistance with complex situations on the basis of the interprofessional relationships. And when we're working in a professional environment, one should try and hold meetings to bring all the parties together, so everyone is on the same page. This is one of the conclusions, and this will also promote interprofessional communications, and everyone will know who is working on what parts of the campaign.